Beware of energy vampires, soul leeches, succubi, incubi, and sirens. So, you guys need to understand, and a lot of you that watch me do already understand, but for those of you that may not be aware, we live in a world that's not entirely all physical. As a matter of fact, if you go by science, mainstream science, everything is made of energy, right? So, really, there is no solid anything if you really think about it. But it's deeper than that. And what I mean by that is there are entities that we as humans in the 3D realm can't see, right? That exist. And we're just not aware or at a level of awareness high enough to be able to see these entities. But what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about some of those entities. And I'm not just going to talk about those entities, but also some that are actually human that exist in a human body. And they could be everyday people as well, right? So when I say energy vampires, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little, I guess, definition of each term and what I think of it. Not exactly what everybody might say it is, but what I think the term means, right? So when I think of an energy vampire, right? This could be anybody or anything. This could be a person that you know, somebody close to you. This could be an entity, somebody or something that they're in your life and they exist in your life only to take your energy, to take your time, to take your whatever you have to give them, right? They just want. They want to take from you. They don't give anything back. I personally, in my life, have had a lot of these. Even recently, I've had this happen. And those people are just there to take your time, take your energy, take your effort, take whatever you can give them. But they don't give anything back to you. When you look at those people and you look at the situation or relationship that you have with that person, it doesn't have to be like romantic, right? It could just be a friend. But when you look at that person and you really analyze, what does this person give me back? I give them time, energy, and effort. What do they give me back? And you realize that that person doesn't give you anything back. They're just taking from you consistently. I would call that an energy vampire. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be a friend. It could be a relative. It could be anybody in your life that you feel it's just there to take your time and energy and they don't provide anything back, right? So again, I've had this happen to me a lot. And what I tend to do with those people is usually if I catch them soon enough or if I feel that that's all that's happening between me and that person, I cut them out of my life completely and they cease to exist. Soul leeches, similar to energy vampires, right? It's just somebody that I would say on a more spiritual level, right? They're attached to your soul. And there are entities that do this, by the way. They feed off of your loosh. And what they do is they actually eat off of your negative energy. That's what they survive off of. That's what they sustain themselves with. Is if you're feeling down, if you're feeling negative, if you're feeling like, oh man, everything is just not going right, there's usually some entity that is in spirit form that is near you or around you that is draining that energy out of you and basically eating it like it's food. Usually it's more like a drug for them or whatever. But that's what I would consider a soul leech, right? And you have to be aware when these things are happening to you. And I'm telling you so you guys can know, right? Do your research, figure out what's going on and what's out there. But there are entities that do this. So if you're feeling drained when you're down or whatever, that's usually because something is taking your energy or trying to keep it for themselves. Then there are succubi and incubi. Succubi and incubi are pretty similar. They're actually pretty much the same thing. It's just one is the male version, which is the succubi or the succubus, and the incubi or the incubus is the male version. And what they are is just demons that usually through sexual encounters will take your energy. They can do this while you sleep. They can do this pretty much whenever you allow them to do it. Whenever you open yourself up to this, especially if you're sexually active, they usually tend to latch onto you and try to take your energy. Now, sirens. Sirens are, they're a special, I guess, category for me to talk about, because what I would consider a siren is somebody that can sweet talk you into believing that they're your friend or more than that. And they're really just in your life to take your energy or to take your time. They're not really there to provide anything of any substance, right? And again, the I guess the main difference between a siren and any of these other entities that I just talked about is, and this could be a person too, right? It's somebody that has maybe a sweet voice, a sweet sounding voice. They're sweet talker, somebody like that, right? Somebody that really tries to woo you, I guess is the best word. And then when they get you in their little trap, they just keep on wooing you and draining your energy and sweet talking you and making you think they're a good person, making you think that they actually mean well for you, when in reality, all they're doing is hurting you. They're taking your time, they're taking your energy, they're not giving you anything back. They're just basically there just to take your time and your soul and your life away from you. That's what I would consider a siren. I know the mythical definition or whatever. If you look back at the mythology and all that, it's more like some woman out at sea that is luring sailors to their death or whatever. But again, the way I see it, my definition is somebody in your life that, and it could be a male too, right? Somebody that sweet talks you and just makes you feel good about yourself, and they make you think that they're there for you and to help you and to make your life better, but they're just really there for themselves and they're not giving you anything back. So similar to energy vampires, they're not giving you anything back. They're just there to get what they can from you. And it could lead to, I guess, if you deal with them long enough, it could lead to your doom. It could lead to your death. It could lead to your life crashing. It could lead to your life not going the way you want, because you're dealing with somebody that's just there to waste your time. They're not there to provide any substance or to make your life better in any way. So again, I'm making this video so you guys can be aware that these things exist. And if the shoe fits, wear it. That's the only thing I can say. So if you're somebody that you're one of these entities, or you feel like you're one of them, take a look at yourself and think, do you really want to be that person in somebody's life? And if you're somebody that's dealing with entities like this, then maybe you want to step away from those people or those entities and try to rid yourself of that energy, right? Cleanse your energy, get rid of that energy that is nothing but negative and taking you down, right? Anyways, I've said enough. And like I said, I've had personal experiences, so I know that these things are real. I've had all of these things happen to me. So I'm just going to say I'm speaking from experience. But anyways, if you like what I had to say, like, comment, and subscribe. And do your best to get away from these things, okay? Whatever you can do. If you're aware, if you catch it, you realize this is happening, do what you got to do. Do your research to try to rid yourself of these things. And I guarantee you your life will be better off if you don't have these things in your life. I've said enough, and I have a lot more to say. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.